You know, practically everyone asks the exact same question when they first start playing around with AI. Which model is the best? And honestly, I totally get it. You look out there and see Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. It is a lot. You really just want someone to point and say, hey, use this one. But the truth is, that question doesn't really have a good answer. Not because these models are all the same, they definitely aren't. It's because the word best literally means nothing without context. Think about it like this. It's kind of like asking which vehicle is the best, a sports car or a pickup truck. Well, are you trying to zip across a crowded city? Or are you hauling a bunch of heavy furniture? Without knowing the job, the question is basically useless. And it's the exact same thing here with AI. All right, let's dive into the main players. We're going to look at what each model actually does well in the real world. No boring feature lists here, just what actually matters. So let's start with Claude. This is absolutely my go-to for writing. And I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's a really good tool for writing and reasoning. When you've got a task that needs real step-by-step thinking, Claude just works through it properly. We're talking legal arguments, structured analysis, complex coding, or debugging. Plus, it handles massive documents without losing the plot. You can hand it a 50-page report, ask a highly specific question about something buried on page 37, and it remembers. Think of it like a giant desk. A normal desk might fit, what, 3 pages? Claude's desk comfortably fits about 1,500. Then we have ChatGPT, which is really more like your train of thought. It's a really good tool for writing and reasoning. You just need expensive citations that you can actually verify. So when you absolutely need facts you can trust, rather than just something that sounds highly plausible, Perplexity is the one you want. And then there's Gemini. Look, if you basically live in the Google ecosystem, Docs, Gmail, Calendar, Gemini is built natively right inside all of it. You can literally go find a flight confirmation deep in your email, add it to your calendar, and then pull up directions from Google Maps all in one single conversation. Pretty wild, right? Oh, and it also boasts a massive context window. We're talking 1 million tokens. To put that into perspective, that's roughly 1,500 pages of memory loaded up all at once. Plus, it does things the other models simply don't do right now, like generating short videos or even creating music straight from a photo. So if your daily workflow involves any kind of media creation, Gemini is absolutely worth taking for a spin. Finally, we can't ignore the open source category. I'm talking about models like Llama or Mistral. These actually run locally, right on your own machine, which means zero data ever goes out to the cloud. If you're dealing with really sensitive stuff, client contracts, medical notes, anything you just cannot risk sending to a third-party server, this is your serious lockdown option. The only catch? Actually setting them up is not exactly plug and play. It takes a bit of technical elbow grease. Okay, so now you know the major players, but how do you actually go about choosing between them? Well, it really boils down to 4 key things. First up is complexity. If it's a simple task, use a lighter, faster model, but if it's complex, grab something with real reasoning power behind it. Second is speed. If you're asking something super basic, firing up the most powerful heavy-duty model is just going to leave you waiting around unnecessarily. Most of these providers offer a fast tier and a slower, smarter tier. Make sure you use the right one. Third, think about your multimodal needs. Does your task involve images, video, or audio? A lot of models only handle text, so definitely double check before you dive in. And fourth, privacy. Where is your data actually going? Cloud models obviously send your input to an external server. So if your data is highly sensitive, you either need to read their data policy very, very carefully or just stick to a local open source model. But listen, here's the huge secret that almost every single model comparison guide out there completely skips over. Ready for it? The real secret is that your prompt actually is a well-crafted prompt running on just a decent average model. It's going to beat a lazy prompt on the absolute best state-of-the-art model every single time. It's exactly like hiring a contractor. If you just yell, "Fix my house" at the most expensive top-tier contractor in the world, you're going to get way worse results than if you handed a highly detailed, clear spec sheet to just a pretty good average contractor. The AI model is your contractor. Your prompt, that's your spec sheet. So before you waste hours agonizing over picking the quote-unquote perfect AI model, spend that time refining your instructions instead. Be incredibly specific. Give it all the relevant context and clearly tell the model exactly what output format you need. Honestly, building that one habit will do infinitely more for your end results than paying for some fancy subscription upgrade. All right, let's bring this all together with a practical setup. Here is how you should actually build out your AI toolkit without overcomplicating things. Start by just picking one model to be your daily driver. Use it for absolutely everything at first. Eventually, you're going to hit a wall and figure out exactly where it struggles. And that is exactly when you bring in a specialist. Most folks usually end up with a toolkit of maybe 2 or 3 models. You'll have one dedicated to deep writing and reasoning, another strictly for research with verifiable sources, and maybe a third one tied to whatever specific software ecosystem you work in most. So there's really no magic formula here. It all comes down to this: match the tool to the job. And above all else, get your prompts dialed in first. So the next time you open up an AI chat window and get frustrated, ask yourself, is it really the model that needs an upgrade, or is it actually just your prompt?